it is bullshit. You didn't treat your teacher to do shit. That's on you.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I'm Obi, that said, and we are drinking from the Garden Hose, your favorite podcast. Yeah, that's wherever you get your podcast. Apple, Spotify, Google. Remember, download us, like us, leave comments, give us feedback. We love your feedback. Turns us into a better show every time we get it. Ed, how are you?
Doing great, Obi.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So let's get right to the gist of it. You are a single dad this week.
Yeah, my wife is gone, and I am responsible for everything that takes place in this house. That includes taking care of the dog and my other daughter, my youngest daughter, and it's bullcrap. I know these millennial dads are all into co-parenting, but this Gen Xer, man, there's men's work and there's women's work, and the two shall never cross. And this week I am screwed because they're crossing. Not happy.
So I know, as you know, we talk about Gen Xers, and our parents were whatever the hell they were, boomers, whatever the hell they were. And they may not have been required to raise the children. But here's the thing. As soon as you told me about this and started bitching, the first thought I had is, Ed's in the club now. He's asking the wrong person. Because here's the thing. I know that when I talk to my younger brother, he will tell stories of when, out of nowhere, after I left, my mom would go somewhere. And he'd be at home with my old man, and basically the two of them would microwave hot dogs and use paper plates for a week to survive. Because you and I, we were older child. We didn't have that because, yeah, we were the oldest kid. But once we left, are you sure your mom never stepped down on Eric and your old man? Like, good luck for a week, guys. I'm in the club too.
Well, I'm not sure my mom ever left me or my brother, but I do know this. My mom definitely had what was called fend for yourself nights when I was still at the house, and that meant mom's not cooking.
Okay.
So that meant microwave dinners and the like. But in my house this week, it's fend for yourself, of course. And Obi, it's interesting. We have not used like real silverware or plates, all paper and plastic so far. My wife left me a clean dishwasher. So I don't even know how to empty that damn thing. So I'm not sure if it's going to still be full when she gets home. And, like today I had to, first of all, I got to plan my life around feeding the dog because, truth be told, my wife cares more about me feeding the dog than me feeding the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, the kid can fend for herself.
Right. So I got to make sure the dog's fed. I feel like I have to send pictures to prove that I fed him. And then listen to this crap. I feed my kid. I ask my wife, how do I make her lunch in the morning? She tells me, like, all right, doesn't seem that hard. So today I get up, I make the lunch. And then I get a text from my wife going, Alex isn't happy with what you gave her. She says you didn't give her enough food. I'm like, I gave her what you told me to give. Well, I don't know.
Well, apparently you don't know how to make a sandwich is what it comes down to because it wasn't big enough is my guess.
No. So
No?
my kid doesn't even eat a sandwich for lunch. It's a bagel with cream cheese. And apparently I didn't put enough cream cheese on it.
There you go.
Guess who's putting her own cream cheese on her bagel tomorrow morning?
I don't have to guess. I know.
Oh.
Let me tell you who should put their own cream cheese on their bagel this morning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. My kids are just as lazy as I am. If I don't do it, this is what's going to happen. She's not going to have cream cheese on her bagel tomorrow because she's too lazy to do it. And if I don't toast the bagel, she's not toasting the bagel either. So she'll starve. And then I'll get called CPS or something.
So there may or may not have just been a moment of silence there when you said toast the bagel. What?
You got to toast the bagel.
You got to do what to your bagel?
What do you do with it? You take it out of the freezer and you eat it frozen?
Your bagels are frozen?
First of all, they're not my bagels. They're my kids' bagels. And they're frozen because we buy the suckers in bulk and they'll go bad if you don't freeze those suckers.
So I'm gonna make sure I hear this right. You buy your bagels, you freeze your bagels, you take them out of the freezer, and you toast your bagels.
Yeah, and then we put cream cheese on them. But sometimes just butter.
Okay. No more bagels. Just stop with the killing. And they're probably not even good bagels. You're in Connecticut, for goodness sake. You're buying bad bagels. You're freezing bad bagels. You're taking them out of the freezer and you're toasting them.
So what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to? Well, you cook it, you bake it.
You don't buy more bagels than you can eat in a day because no bagels should be held overnight to begin with. But if you got to buy them and have them overnight, then you buy them before at like 5 o'clock at night. You take them, you leave them in the bed drawer, wrapped in a nice plastic bag. You open it up, you cut the bagel. You don't cook the bagel. Somebody else already cooked the bagel, and you put your cream cheese on. You don't toast your bagel and put cream cheese. You toast your bagel, at least put butter on it. But why are you putting cream cheese? No. I'm having a condition over here.
I can tell that you're really exercised right now. Obi, so you're telling me that you eat like a room temperature bagel at home?
Yes, I get my bagel. I cut my bagel open. I put my thick cream cheese on it and whatever else I'm putting on it. No, toasting bagels. It's a sin. It's a sin.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that. By the way, it's not my bagel, but I never even heard of that. Why then do you go to Dunkin' Donuts? Will they toast a bagel for you?
Dunkin' Donuts piece of shit bagel. It's not a good bagel.
Starbucks toasts them too. You can get it.
Yeah. I don't get bagels at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't get bagels at any place that has more than 3 locations in the world. Preferably only 1 location.
So that's the rule. 1 location bagel man. That's you.
3. I'm willing to go to 3. Like if a guy's an entrepreneur, you can have 3, or a lady can have 3 locations for her bagel store.
And if he goes to the 4th because he's really successful, now he's a sellout, and you're not getting. He's not getting your business.
After 4, he can't be at all 4 locations to make sure those bagels are being made it right anymore. So then no, that's too many. You probably go like Einstein bagels or some shit.
So
Manhattan bagel, what the fuck?
No, I think we go to the bagel shop. I think that first of all, if my wife has gone more than a week, I'm going to have to buy the bagels. As long as she's only gone a week, I don't have to buy the bagels. So I don't know where the hell we get the bagels. I just know they're in a bag. They're in the freezer. I put them in the toaster and I toast those suckers. That's all I know.
Okay. I'm going to let this go because we have other shit to talk about, but I'm peeved. Well,
apparently so.
I'm verklempt.
Apparently so.
Bagel. Okay. Well, so now we know the first problem in your house is that you toast your bagels, and we know that, neither you nor Alex can do laundry. So are you both running this sniff test this week?
No. So it's so funny. So she had a volleyball game today and I had to wash her uniform. So I said, give me some stuff. And she says to me, here, and she gives me just the jersey. I said, Alex, I got to wash more than just that. She goes, you don't know how to do laundry. As if she's like projecting onto me. I know how to do laundry just fine. I do my own laundry. So she only gives me the jersey because it's a white jersey, doesn't want me to screw it up. So I wash that by itself. So I'm killing the environment. And then she has a softball game tomorrow. So I have to wash that. Guess what I got? Just the pants, just the socks, just the jersey. Again, Alex, give me some more stuff. No, you'll screw it up. How can you? It's a black uniform. You can't even screw that up. But she's convinced. Call mom. Mom will tell you how to do it. This kid doesn't realize I do my own laundry. I mean, granted, I take all my clothes and I'm a 1-load guy. Put them all in there because you know what? Nothing runs anymore when you're my age.
No, I am a 1-load. We are a 1-load family. It just all goes in, whatever it is. Because there's nothing that we have that is white that can't go in there. Because if it can't have it get run onto, then we're going to take it to the dry cleaner anyway.
By the way, I learned a trick later in life. You just wash everything on cold. Yes. This whole idea that you got to wash shit on hot. Well, why are you putting soap in there if you need hot water to kill whatever on your clothes? The soap will do it. Everything on cold. I never wash hot. Never.
And that's what these new washers do anyway. They almost all of them are all cold all the time. And the new soap. Yeah, absolutely. But that wasn't the case when you and I were doing laundry in the house where we had a laundry machine. So I knew you knew how to do laundry because I've seen you do laundry.
Yeah, well, my parents actually made me do shit. My kids, they don't even. We've talked about my kid going off to college and not know how to do shit, and now we have a kid who's stuck at home with her dad who doesn't know how to do anything. So it's very clear. I mean, if the moral of the story is yes, my life is difficult this week because I'm a Gen Xer and I shouldn't have to do shit. But Obi, you pointed out before the show started, my life is really difficult this week because I never taught my kids how to do shit.
Yes, that is where this is where it comes to where the you know what's that? The metal hits the rough, not the right saying. Whatever, some shit.
I think it's the rubber hits the road.
The rubber's hitting the road now. You're home alone, and she's like, "I can't do the laundry. Don't think you can do the laundry. You better call up mom. Mom's doing some stuff where she don't want to be bothered by no one." And you're like, "Yeah, you're going to have a clean uniform, and that's that." I hope she can do her own hair because I know that I saw a picture of her where she had the softball girl hair going on. I hope she can do that on her own because I know you can't do that.
Yeah, she can. Oh yeah, I don't do any hair. She can do that. That's not a problem. She does the stuff that she's interested in, you know. Right. She knows how to work. She knows how to work her phone. Oh, she knows how to work her computer, right? But how to clean up after herself? No. How to clean up after the dog? No. Here's the other. And listen, I understand this is next level world problem. This isn't even first world problems. This is like half world problems. The cleaning ladies come later this week. And I don't know if you know this, Obi, but you got to clean your house before the cleaning ladies come. My wife does that too. Like I help a little bit, but so now I'm going to have to clean the house before the cleaning ladies come. And my dog, the dog takes every freaking toy out every week, throws them all over the living room. And then, so I'm going to spend my whole morning cleaning up all his toys. And God damn it, you can't teach him how to clean them up. So yeah, this is just a difficult week. And then Alex has a game. Literally, I'm not kidding. She has a game every night this week. I have late meetings 2 nights. I'm trying to juggle meetings, kids, dinner. I don't know how single parents do it.
Yeah, and you only got one kid who's almost old enough to make her own bagel. So, some of those single parents have babies.
Well, just so you know, Obi, I think it's obvious that if I made my kid make her own bagel, she'd have a bagel the way you like it, because she wouldn't toast it. Because she doesn't know how to use it. She doesn't know how to use a toaster.
It might be frozen in when she goes to cut. She might cut herself. So you can have all sorts of problems over there.
Yeah. So Obi, yeah, I see you're wearing your nice Rutgers sweatshirt. I heard you want. Well, first of all, before we get to that, I just got to go. Jets, Jets. Down go the Eagles. Thank you very much. But the other thing that we wanted to talk about was homecoming. Rutgers had a really big football win, big come from behind win over the Spartans of Michigan State, which is awesome. I have a niece that goes to school there. So problem is I can't even talk shit to her because when I text her like the final score, she says, "What's that?" Because she really doesn't care about sports, like literally could care less. So I can't even talk shit to her. But Rutgers had the big win, and you said you wanted to talk about homecoming. I said, great, that was an awesome game. You're like, no, things go on other than just football, Ed. That's what you said. So I want to hear about this because my response to you was no.
So this was I knew about the game going on. I was very excited for the Michigan State game. It's a game as a Rutgers fan that had bowl implications because we got to win enough games. And some of these teams like Michigan that we got to play, we don't stand a chance in hell, even upsetting, let alone, you shouldn't even be on the field. But, this is the joy of the Big Ten. But Michigan State was a bigger school that we had a shot at winning. So I was, aware of the game, was watching the score. I had plans in Montclair on Saturday. So drive up, stop and see the son at Rutgers, take him out for lunch or whatever, and then go up to Montclair. And as soon as we get there, and I know we're arriving while the game's going on, I'm like, this is more people than is supposed to be here for game day. And it's pouring rain out, and there's people everywhere. And they, you can see, we talked about how your car got pissed on a few weeks ago, but you can see the slight difference between the college kids and that next generation. They're like, oh, there's a lot of alumni here. The Golden Rail, the nightclub, in Queens, all during the game had lines about a block long out the door in the rain. I was shocked because I was like, obviously it's homecoming. I say to my son who's at homecoming, he says, I don't know. My roommates, apparently my son and your niece, I don't know. My roommates were watching the game though. They said it was kind of important.
My niece also was in theater.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a commonality there. The theater thread.
Yeah, absolutely. Although one of the guys who was is one of his roommates and was watching the game is a theater dude. But still, yeah, that is the commonality for sure. But campus was packed. I've not seen it like that. In the middle of the day, lines streaming out the bars, and I didn't know anyone was anywhere not at the game. Granted, at that point, it was just about the end of the third quarter. Rutgers was down. Looked like they were going to lose, and the weather was ass. But how everyone got to the bar so quickly was shocking. We go all the way out to the Somerset Diner, which was a place I didn't frequent, but went to enough so I knew it. And it was packed. I was like, wow, all these people here for homecoming, none of them at the game.
Well, you obviously didn't watch the game on TV.
I watched the game on my phone.
Well, didn't you notice that no one was in the stadium? They
on
say
my phone. I was watching like the updates.
So they sold 50,000 tickets and only 5,000 people were actually in the stadium.
Okay.
So they all went to the bars in the Somerset Diner.
That's where they went. See?
Because it was raining. So they're like, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get out of the muddy parking lots and let's go to the bars.
Okay. Now I know because it was packed. I mean, like I said, the three places that you and I went to on Easton Ave our entire lives, all of them, we walked in without an issue, didn't even think about it. Lines out the door.
Not too many people in the stadium, Obi. There you go.
Okay. Well, yeah, but it was good to be on campus. So we borrowed his umbrella because we were going to Montclair and we didn't bring one on our way out the door. And then, as we started driving, we're like, wait a second, Montclair has bad parking. We're never going to park near the restaurant we're going to. Make the kid give us the umbrella. And then I was going to give it to him on the way home. We start driving home, and then I realized I'm not going to the center of campus during homecoming. Screw you, no umbrella back for you. I'm the one who bought it originally. I'm keeping the umbrella.
I'm surprised a college kid had an umbrella in the first place.
Last year or so, midway last year, he had a decent walk last year to get to his classes. It was long enough. It was long enough that it was short enough not to take the bus, but long enough to be a walk where having an umbrella became a necessity. So he's jumped into umbrellas.
Well, Obi, I think an umbrella is a necessity because I'm old and I melt if I get wet. But These young kids today, they just put a hoodie on and they go out. I mean, I dropped my kid off of high school on the pouring rain, and the amount of kids just walking wearing a hoodie is amazing to me.
I agree. He's older than the high school kid. Like, yeah, I'm thinking like last year between the distance and his age, he was like, screw this. I think I'd like an umbrella. And
yeah, that's very theaterish of him, also known as mature. That's very mature of him because I'm telling you, college kids, I have a college kid does not own an umbrella. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, there was lots of umbrellas, but again, those were probably at homecoming. But then again, those were 20-something
alumni that melt when they get wet.
Yeah. So he is an old soul, they like to say, or we like to say. But
obviously, that's how you pick out the old souls on a college campus, the ones that have an umbrella.
Umbrella, long pants in the winter.
Briefcase. They don't have the backpack. They have a briefcase or a satchel. Yeah, as Alan would say.
Yeah. And he's a backpack, but otherwise, yes, I think you could identify him rather
quickly. Obi's coughing up a lung right now, I think, but you can't see that. No one can see that on the podcast.
No one can, nor did they need to know, but you let them in.
Well, I'm here to be their eyes and ears.
Thank goodness. I don't know what they would do without you. Because
Well,
apparently
they
we know your child will starve with you. I don't know what our fans will do without.
the dog's not going to starve because I'll get in trouble for that.
That's right. That's right.
So I'll tell you something else that I'll probably get in trouble for this because I never know who listens and who doesn't. But so my wife last week, my wife is older. We're Gen Xers, and so my wife's going through that stage in her life and where everything's hot.
Okay.
Except maybe her husband, but everything's hot, right?
Right.
And so I even said to her the other day, I'm like, I think it's getting chilly. I might have to turn the heat on. She goes, no, you don't turn the heat on. I don't want you do not turn the heat on. I'm like, all right, that'll save you money. I'll just put a sweatshirt on. So I woke up today, it's freaking 62 degrees in my house right now. She's not home, but I'm still cheap. So I'm like, all right, I won't turn the heat on, even though Alex is like, it's freaking cold in my room. So I shoot my wife a text message. I go, it's too bad you're not here. It's 62 degrees in the house. She sends me back where she is. She's staying with someone. She's helping them out. And she sends me back a picture of the thermostat, and it's 84 degrees. And she goes, it is effing hot in here. So it would be 62 here for her, but right now. So she was not a happy camper this morning. Let's just put it that way. 84 degrees.
I imagine so. My wife and I, we crossed when I used to like it really cold and she used to like it really hot. And apparently, as us guys get older, we're like, we can use it a little warmer. We're fighting the dollar bills, but we're like,
yes,
I can go a little warmer. And now she's like, I don't care. It's the winter. There's a fan on and the AC runs 24. You're like, what happened? What happened?
Yep. Yeah. So I'm just getting the house ready for my wife to come home. So it's chilly. It's cold. 62. And then I looked at the weather. I'm not sure how it's going to get warmer than 62. So it might be down to like 58 by the time she gets home.
Oh, you're gonna be a hero. You might actually be hot. The house will be so cold.
I don't know. Speaking of hot, the other day I said to Alex after a volleyball game, I'm like, hey, mommy's going to take you home. I got to go hit the Y to work out. And she says to me, yeah, I don't know why you're doing that. I don't see any difference. And I said, well, I'm just wearing a shirt. You can't tell. She says, I tell you what, maybe you should work on core today. So I just told her, I just left in disgust because I didn't want to give her the lecture about spot reduction.
Right. But she didn't need the lecture on spot reduction. She had thrown you a punch that you couldn't recover with, and going to spot reduction wasn't going to help.
No, I just basically just put my tail between my legs and got away from her.
Yeah.
She just owned me, actually.
Yeah. She seems to do that a lot better than her sister did. Like, she really knows how to throw a verbal punch at you.
Well, the older sister got me with a zinger one day. I was letting her know. So it was when I first got the job in New Jersey, and we hadn't moved, and we still haven't moved, but the plan was to move, and she was not happy about it. And so one day I was explaining to her something about life, and she's like, why should I listen to you? And I said, well, you should listen to me because I'm a really smart guy. And she says, oh, yeah? Then if you're so smart, why the hell did you get a job in New Jersey when your family lives in Connecticut? I had to actually turn around because the face I was making would not have made it look like, I was upset with that. I thought it was hilarious what she said to me. Thought it was pretty smart on her part. I said, wow, she's got it. She actually got me with a zinger there.
Okay. Yeah, I find that children named Alex know how to throw barbs. That's all I'm going.
Well, that one does throw barbs for sure. Yeah. But she still hasn't said anything about her bagel and not enough cream cheese. We'll see if tonight, when I have to try to make her dinner, if she says anything about it.
What are you making tonight? Are we making frozen mashed potatoes?
No, we're gonna toast the mashed potatoes, you idiot. Toast everything in this house.
No, that's a different house. You drink everything in your house. You don't toast.
We went a week without an oven because the old one broke, and I had to get a new one. And we really toasted everything. Because the microwave leaves it a little soggy, so you got to toast that shit.
Right, toaster oven works perfect.
Exactly, toaster oven. That's what we got.
Excellent. You know what? That kind of sucks. Charm is that we suck. Thanks for listening. I'm Obi. That said, catch us next time on Drinking from the Garden Hose, your favorite podcast.